calendar may say autumn, but temperatures are still pretty sweltering here in North Florida. But the good news, the radar is clear. Still, hydration will be key today at TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Houston Texans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. The first quarter of the season already in the rear-view mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. From the 6. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Going to the air right away, Lawrence. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll be brought down at the 27. And that looked almost to be a case of, a quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. Mission accomplished.
And that's how you start a drive, because they have this play in their back pocket, waiting for the right time to unleash it. And boy, did they pick the right opportunity. Unleashed it big time, and that was also a big-time throw.
Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence. He'll buy some time right. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. It's a loss of a yard, so they'll wind up crediting him with a sack, and it brings up 3rd down.
But it certainly took too long to set up play action. That gave the pass rush time to get home for its first sack of the game. For their sake, they may start to think about the quick game and leave play action alone for a little while.
On 3rd down, Lawrence. And this one dropped in the end zone. Looked like a touchdown, but not to be. And now it's 4th down. The kick by McManus is good. And the Jaguars grab a 3-0 lead. And just the one big play on the drive, but that was enough to put them in field goal range.
Yeah, one big play of what they hope will be many others throughout the game. Every team has a different target for the number of plays like that, those explosives that we talk about. That allowed them to put points on the board on that drive. Let's see how the rest of the game goes.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Foster. Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a 1st down. A shotgun handoff now. Foster. And he's going to get this inside the 30. This gain not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
Watson on 1st down. That's going to be caught. Touchdown, Texans. Brandon Cooks. Halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50. And the Texans have answered that early field goal to take a 1st quarter lead. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Well, this defense for the Texans, they were excellent last week in the win over the Chargers.
No matter what coverage was called, they were right in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long, step for step, running their routes with them. Turned out they were right there every time the ball was in the air, and they came away with 5 interceptions in that one.
Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end, and he'll be corralled right around the 34. His first catch, good for 14 there, and a first down. Now Lawrence. Airing it out deep for Smith. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. The Jaguars had 2-2 through the first 4 weeks of the season, and they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Texans will take over. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they entered play on a 2-game win streak, and then they've got the open date on their schedule next week. So this is a group that's really looking to hit the break on a high note.
And this will obviously be a tough game for them, but go ahead and play this out with me, partner. If they win here and make it 3 in a row, they get to heal up after that. You've got to think that's an ideal setup and a worthy goal to play for in this one.
And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That's a heck of an effort from Josh Allen, getting in there defensively. 2nd and 9 now from the 21. On the counter, it's Foster. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
This is caught. It's Cooks. And a big gain that time. He's out of bounds on what will be the final play. A first down carry and hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Jags grab it. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. And a little careless there, Charles, on that carry.
And it's not just having 2 hands on the ball. It's tucking it away. It's using your body to keep people shielded off. There's so many different things into taking care of it and having ball security. In that case, though.
And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Jaguars. Mercedes Lewis, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars are once again back in front. Extra point from McManus is good. And the lead is now 10-7. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And the Jags grab it. And he brings this one back. A fumble return for a Jacksonville score. Now McManus to tack on the extra point. It's good to make it 17-7. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This will be fielded inside the 5. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they have the game here followed by the open date on the calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few. That's into a crowd and intercepted. And the Jaguars are going to take possession of the football. So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there.
Touchdown! A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Jaguars are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. McManus's point after is good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down. Here's Watson. And the catch made by Johnson. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. Watson, off play action. Man open, it's J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 30. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. So a good grab there, and here's a guy, he had to learn the offense quick, just picked up as a free agent earlier this week.
And usually there's a connection, isn't there? A past coach, someone from the front office who knew him from before and thought that he could help this team.
And some space here. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 50 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
This has been a good drive so far. It's been the running game for the most part that's powered him down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a first down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. 1st and goal, Foster. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there. His 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Texans are able to cut into that deficit. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And the lead down to 10, 24-14. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. But right now, we've got a little bit of an offensive masterpiece going on. Both sides moving the football, scoring points. It's almost like somebody put the defense on rookie mode in this one. I mean, we haven't even left the first half, Charles, and we're certainly on pace for a shootout.
An excellent start for both offenses. The fans have to be enjoying this to seeing all these points go up on the board. As a former defender, you know I'm not enjoying this at all. But right now, both these teams just trading haymakers. Let's see if anyone slips up first. Can anyone counter with a nice little jab and get things going in their direction?
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down. Here's Lawrence to throw. He's going to float this over the middle, deep. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. On fourth down, on is Logan Cook to punt. On the return, it's King. A nice return that time of about 14 yards. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll try the right side with Foster. Yeah, maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down. They'll go again with Foster. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now it's Watson. On the slant, DeAndre Hopkins. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Out of the gun, they hand to Foster. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. A great play there with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Texans get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that cuts the lead to 3, 24-21. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they may just be content to take this 3-point lead and head into the locker room. Blitz coming, and down he goes. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. They tried to go with a little play action there, but nobody on the defensive side bit.
Yeah, they adjusted in time and in a big way and ultimately got the sack on offense. Sometimes you're running play action just to set up a certain blocking technique. In this case, none of it worked.
After the sack on first down, Lawrence. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Though certainly in a pickle here. They have a mile to go to try to pick up the first. We'll see what they've drawn up. Now Lawrence on 3rd and long. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
3rd and long. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. 3rd and long. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. 3rd and long. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. 3rd and long. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. 3rd and long. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. 3rd and long. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. 3rd and long. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this will not be ret
And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here's Logan Cook now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Now a fair catch taken, maybe a yard or two shy of midfield. 36 yards on the punt with no return, and there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. Fairbairn able to put this one through. So thanks to the late field goal, we are all tied up heading to intermission as we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. And we welcome you back now alongside Charles Davis, our Brandon Gordon, getting set for quarter number 3 here. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. This one fielded at the 5. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. This offense ready for the first drive of the third quarter. Well, quarters number 1 and 2 entertaining. We saw some good offense points put up, Charles, and all tied on the scoreboard.
And it sets us up for what could be a really fun second half because we've seen both sides score almost at will here in the first half. And now, here in the second half, getting the ball first, you've got to think, hey, we can go out and really run our offense the way we did in the first half. But if I'm a defensive player, all I'm thinking is, can I make a play to really help out my team and break this streak of offense?
And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. 132 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. They keep it in the hands of Foster. And some room to maneuver. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there. 38 yards. And the Texans have broken the tie. Well, he was already over 100 yards running the football prior to this play, but this run may be his best yet.
I've got to agree with you on that one. We're looking at a guy running with extreme confidence, running in harmony and sync with his blockers. All of them kind of moving as one. And look at the end result. Big plays.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and they will take a 7-point lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
He's got a man complete. It's a big play for the Jaguars. 65 yards. In today's NFL, we talk about quarterbacks and their speed and accuracy, but there's still something about a guy slinging one downfield. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on second and goal. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
trying to punch it in with Taylor. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Jaguars' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point from McManus is good. And it will tie our game here in the third. So we're right back where we started. All even as the kick's away. It's a short kick taken out beyond the 20. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. We got a brand new ball game, all even after that last touchdown, so every drive now becoming a little more critical here in the second half. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. He's letting it fly for Cooks. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And the Jags are going to take possession of the football. And when I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
Lawrence. He's got his man on the crossing route. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Running left, Taylor. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and turn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Back to Taylor on first down. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. This drive starts with 2 steps forward and now 1 back. A pair of first downs, and here a loss of yardage. On second down, it's Taylor. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Play action. It's Lawrence. And he's going to be taken down. Back around the 35-yard line. And now that brings up 4th down there. A loss of 6 yards on the sack. The kick by McManus is good. And they have regained the lead. So give him 3 on that drive. Normally you'd say, we'll take it, but the points have been flying around. It feels like a little bit of a letdown.
Yeah, you just have to wonder, are field goals going to be enough? Because as you pointed out, the way touchdowns have been scored, does kicking a field goal actually put you at a disadvantage the rest of the way?
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. They run up the middle with Foster. They juked him. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 180 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues. Now a play fake, and it's Watson. Rolling to his right. DeAndre Hopkins making the catch. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Watson. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Again, Foster running right. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up, the loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. There for the sack, Emerson Griffin. So a big one coming here for Kaimi Fairbairn. He hit his first one, this from 44 yards out now. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. Well, you talk about clutch. That one was right down Broadway, and this game's all even here in the 4th.
Yeah, he didn't leave any doubt, did he? Good snap, good hold, dead center. Almost like a big-time golfer in a major, firing at a pin from the fairway, trying to win the tournament going down the stretch.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And we essentially have a brand new ball game. After that last field goal has tied us all up, we brace for what should be an exciting rest of this 4th quarter. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
They go play action with Lawrence. Sliding out of the pocket. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. This offense so far on 3rd down, they're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. This is Smith with a grab. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Well, that's one way to convert on 3rd down, picking up 26 yards. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 46. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. They go play action now. Lawrence. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
Well, sometimes the defense just beats you. Great coverage from the secondary. All of them in the proper position. So instead of trying to throw into tight coverage, he found a way to throw it away and come back and try again the next down.
From the gun on 3rd down, Lawrence. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
The kick by McManus is good. For almost 8 years, 64 stood as the NFL record for the longest field goal. That has since been eclipsed. It's now 66, but still 64-yarder. Pretty impressive, CD.
Absolutely agree with that, because if you drill a 60-yarder in an NFL game, you've got a lot to be proud of, record or no record. And only a handful of guys can even attempt it. Excellent job there, putting that one through the pipes.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Going up the middle, Foster. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Partner, one thing I was lousy at growing up, track and field. I could never anticipate the start before a race, but how about that backer? He figured it out, jumped the count, and turned it into a really nice play for his defense.
Foster on 2nd down. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 197 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. A give. This is Foster. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
And he's going to get this down near the 25.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
Think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. I'd use one right here.
Watson, a little touch pass on the jet sweep. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup. Well, that'll help the old passing stats. Remember, it was a pop pass, so it's not a wide receiver run there, Charles.
I like the way that you scored it, and that's exactly how it goes into the books. But remember, he's had success throwing the ball the standard way in this game. And here, this little top pass, it goes for good yardage, a little something extra in his repertoire.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Now Watson. And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute. What an outstanding drive right there to take the lead. And also, Charles, didn't leave their opposition with a whole lot of time on the clock.
Yeah, I like the way that you're viewing this because they did a tremendous job to put themselves in a position to win, but they can't celebrate just yet. They've got to clamp down on any big plays and force them to use up those timeouts without making any headway.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Not much leg here. Fields this at the 24-yard line. And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points.
And the comeback may stall out. It's intercepted. Jalen Petrie picks it off. And the Texans have just about sewn up this football game. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to a one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. And in this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So for the Texans, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars,